Hi, Susie from Pink Diamond Guide. How is everybody? I've had a couple of days away. Got myself down to the big smoke and got to celebrate my beautiful niece has graduated from university, and so I took myself away for a couple of days, which was so incredibly therapeutic. Caught up with some beautiful friends, had some big conversations, and just felt like I really got to sift through what has been some really, really tough energy from over the last few weeks. So I've been offline for a minute, but back today checking in on what these energies are doing. So the shift that we've had since last time we've spoken is we've had we talked about Saturn going direct and the headmaster being back in the room. We've now got Jupiter moving into Pisces, which is a super interesting energy. It's designed to help us figure out the things that are meaningful in life. It's what we want that's meaningful in life. And we've been looking at how this soulmate cycle has been playing out over the course of this year, and how each push from the universe is designed to bring twins online en masse. There should be an en masse feeling of twins coming online, even though twins come together in waves and they've all got their different purposes and their different reasons. We should be feeling this new archetype starting to rise up. That doesn't necessarily mean people living in union, but it does mean that the energies are online. So it's learning and growing. And under this current energy, we should be figuring out what is meaningful in life. And we just went through the eclipse energies, which was the direction that we're heading and what we needed to release. Now it should tip into an energy that goes, what is meaningful? We should be getting into deeper soul-based conversations around the way we connect with people, and it's kind of like an all or nothing energy of going, this is either I'm either in or I'm out. And we're about to have Mercury move into Scorpio. In fact, that's probably the energy of today. It moves into communicating about getting to the bottom of a situation, or getting into depth and intimacy and figuring out. Can you see how all of that comes together? After everything that we've been through in our journeys, in our learning and our growing, and now we're getting to these precipice points where it's asking us, what do you actually want? What do you want? What does it look like? Pluto in Capricorn is asking us to leave behind negative patterns. The headmaster's in the room. It's going, now I'm going to dish out awards for meritorious conduct. There is so much in this little window that's barely fathomable. So let's have a look. Let's do a bit of a reading and see how this is playing out from the perspective of the divine feminine first. And we do focus on twins in separation, and then we'll have a look at what's going on with divine masculine and wrap it up with some divine love oracle. See if we can't get ourselves a reading out of all of that. Let's have a look. Righto, what have we got first up? High Priestess. Yeah, no surprise there, right? What have we got? So that's the push from the universe. How we're showing up is we've got the Six of Pentacles in our soul space. Seven of Wands. Yeah, interesting energy there, divine feminine. And that is, it's standing our ground kind of an energy. We know what we want. What is our challenge? To bring it into fruition, right? The advice from Spirit, the Wheel of Fortune, and the likely outcome is the Eight of Wands. Interesting read already. What's at the bottom of the deck? We've got the Nine of Wands, the King of Swords, the King of Wands. We've got the Eight of Swords wanting to fly out there. We've got the Ten of Swords, and we've got the Six of Cups. And look, next level there, the Lovers. Learning a thing or two, aren't we, about these journeys? Okay. So, what have we got? We've got the Six of Cups, the Ten of Swords, and the Eight of Swords. Yeah, know a little bit about this energy, don't we, divine feminine? Reviewing what's happened in the past and looking over where the pain points have been. And we have been in an energy of overthinking. And essentially, like that energy is still playing out. So we've had the eclipse energy, which has pushed us to look at where our obstacles are in life. Anything that was sitting in the dark, anything that was an obstruction to us moving forward. The eclipse in Scorpio really did want to highlight those energies. And here we're looking at fear, obsession, jealousy, attachment, those kind of darker energies that we hold on to, and particularly that we've been triggered by in a twin flame journey. Like, the whole point of twins is to trigger each other. And I know, like, it's relentless in so many ways in going, lesson after lesson comes up, and our twins are our mirrors. But it does, at times, it's just like, how many knives in the back can one person go through and then be put into a place where I've got to think my way through it? And the point of the journey is going, I need to engage all of my brains. So the one in my head, the one in my gut, the one in my heart, all of these scenarios need to be online under this current energy, because we're trying to get to the bottom of a situation. We're trying to get into those deeper soul-based energies, and that's where the coding sits. The life that's playing out in front of us, you'll hear me say lots of times, reality is right 100% of the time, because the coding is sitting in all of these energies. So if we're out of union, there's a reason why. There's a block sitting in here somewhere that we have to get super conscious about, working the energy to figure out what it is we've got to move, heal, grow, learn, ascend from. And the twin flame journey is designed to trigger those processes. So looks like we're in for another round of figuring things out as we move forward. This is an energy from underneath the deck. What is the next layer on that one? We've got the King of Wands, the King of Swords, and the Nine of Wands. And this is the kicker, isn't it? Like, we've been in such a journey, and all of the battles that we've overcome so far. And then we cry out to the universe, we're ready. We've done so much work. We've made so much effort. We've grown. We've evolved. We know what we want. We know what we've got to do to get it. And then the universe goes, show me. Show me. Take action. What action do we need to take? And this is saying to move in the direction of your passions, right? And speak of your truth. Like the King of Swords and the King of Wands, they are true leaders, right? The King of Swords, he speaks his truth. He has great ideas. He can lead a corporation. The King of Wands is very, very passionate. He goes after what's in his heart, the fire of his soul. Now, what I just said, the eclipses literally spoke of these energies going, what direction are we heading, and what do we need to release to go after what we need? So what is in this Nine of Wands that you need to shed, Divine Feminine? If it hasn't come to you yet, we're going to be moving through that in the next little round. Push from the universe, the High Priestess. So this is an interesting one, isn't it, given everything that's going on? Because we do have those big Scorpio energies, which we've got Mercury in Scorpio, we've got Venus in Scorpio, and then we've got some other interesting energies. We've got Jupiter in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces, and we've got the Pluto Capricorn energy playing, amongst a bunch of other ingredients, including those eclipses. But what the High Priestess, she's our gatekeeper between the 5D and the 3D. She's asking us to look for the edifications out in our real world. So whether you're getting messages in your dreams, or whether you're meditating, or whether you're just spending time in quiet contemplation, whether you're doing what I did, escape the world for a minute, go and talk to some friends. However whatever you're using to shake down this energy and go, I need to come to some clarity where my 5D world and my 3D world start to make sense. I need edification of some truths. The High Priestess says, I'm here. I've come to the rescue. Keep following what you're doing. I'm going to give you answers. And why I say that is because sitting right next to her is the Six of Pentacles. And I call this pennies from heaven. This is giving. So it can be that you're showing up in the real world, and that you're giving, and that you're being charitable. But I'm feeling this energy quite differently. I'm feeling it as a universal giving, because the High Priestess is here. So to me, this is the universe giving, and that you might look, anyone who's looking in right now might find you actually really introspective, right? That you're not letting people in, you're not letting people see what you're thinking, you're not letting people see what you're doing. You're just getting about your process of managing the transitions that take place between the 5D and the 3D, and trying to turn them into practicalities that show up in the real world. Tangible, that's the word, not practical, tangible things that show up. And here in your soul space, this is why I go, this feels to me like it's a very introspective energy versus one that's moving in the outside world. Is you've got the Seven of Wands. This is drawing a line in the sand, really. It's going, I know what my soul space stands for. I know what it is that I align with. I know what my truths are. And good luck knocking me out of those truths. Seven of Wands is such a take a stand kind of an energy. And it's like going, I've moved so far, come so far down this line that trying to convince me of a truth other than what I know at this point. We're always learning and growing. Don't get me wrong. This is not that you don't continue to evolve, but it's taking it's going, I know what I know. I know what I know. Don't try and tell my soul to know something beyond or something other than the truth of what I know. How do I explain this better? It's like going, spirit is going to keep raining down pennies from heaven, and you know to listen to it. You know what your intuitive voice sounds like, and you know what it's like when you're hearing opinions of people around you who are saying your truth is not your truth and you should be listening to my truth. You know to listen to the universe. You know that the high priestess has got you covered. That gatekeeper between the 5D and the 3D will bring through what you need in the moment you need it, and don't let anybody tell you any different. You know you. Stand your ground. What is your challenge? Manifesting. Ugh, doesn't it just kick you in the gut? Ten of Pentacles, manifesting the full capacity of your scenario. That's the challenge. It's going, if the Six of Pentacles is saying, I'm giving you all the pieces of the puzzle, hold tight in your truth, because manifesting is on the way. But at the moment, it's probably not showing up in its full capacity. I just some days, right? Oh, come on already. We want to be standing in this new archetype, and it's still sitting there as a challenge going, you've still got work to do. And this is tough, and we're looking at this being a very transitionary space between now and into next year. So, naturally the Ten of Pentacles would show up as a challenge if we're still moving through the space of transition. But the advice from Spirit is keep going, because your fortunes are going to change. The Ten of Pentacles might be a challenge right now, but it's not always going to be a challenge. So keep pushing. There is a change of fortune on the way, and it's likely to fall in your favor. It's likely to be positive. It's likely to completely change your life. So lovely to see the Wheel of Fortune in there, given that we've got this stoic energy in the soul space. It's going, hold tight, Divine Feminine. Help is on the way. Here, Eight of Wands, likely outcome. This card is a card of communication. Not necessarily wanting to read it that way today. I want to see it more as the mechanics of your connection are moving. So whether it manifests as conversations or messages to and fro, or it just moves into more understandings, more stability, more feeling like you just feel forward movement. It could be communication. I almost want to take one more and just say, like, why is the Eight of Wands there? Let's just clarify it for a minute. Because communication is an indicator of that card, and fast-paced communication, but I'm feeling it more around the mechanics moving forward, which I know it sounds like a weird thing to say, but it's like if all the moving parts in a car, until you turn the engine on, the car doesn't go forward. And this to me is like, well, all the moving parts are spinning. We just need someone to hit the accelerator. Yeah, look, see, fresh new start. It's a very grounded Ace of Pentacles. Is, if that had come through as Ace of Swords, I would have said, yep, red hot conversations. But when Ace of Pentacles comes through, to me it's more like fresh new start, more stabilizing in what this shift and change and adjustment is. So it does feel more like a it's like the moving parts know what to do energy. I'm gonna sit at that space. Interesting little read, Divine Feminine. What have we got for the masculines? Let's have a bit of a look and see what we've got playing out on the masculine side. Righto, what have we got? Oh, they wanted. Let's just. Okay, let's get our six out. We've got the Nine of Cups. We've got the Seven of Cups. We've got the Star in the soul space. Interesting. The Challenge, Page of Wands. The Advice, Justice, and the Likely Outcome. Divine Masculine, come on. What have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. again, look, this is a tough one again, isn't it? Still fighting to bring the truth forward. We're still sitting in these energies of not truly bringing the full truth to light, or going, here's truth and justice over there, but like a thief in the night, I'm going to steal away with what I think I know, which is, again, it's still a bit of a tough energy. But what have we got? That this process is actually like Groundhog Day. We've been through it before, we're going through it again, and it's designed to push these connections forward. So it is designed to teach a lesson, to propel forward and ascend. And this Knight of Pentacles, he just gets up and grinds every day. And it's like, how many times, Divine Masculine, do you want to grind through these energies of dishonesty or betrayal or disloyalty, or however this manifests? Whether it's like you don't like the life you're living for whatever reason, you don't like your job, you don't like your partner, you don't like the house you're living in, you don't like the people you're connecting with, you don't like your family, you don't like the things you're doing. This manifests a bucket load of different ways. The Knight of Pentacles, he's on Groundhog Day, right? And if we're going, how many Groundhog Days do you want to play out under this particular energy? I know it serves the connection, right? You're learning and you're growing, but at what point does it evolve? Let's look at the next layer of energy. On the next layer of energy, we have evolution. The Knight of Cups is a more, look, you've got knights here, which is forward moving progress, definitely. Groundhog Day is still moving forward, but here it's a more genuine scenario. The Knight of Cups has a very genuine offer. You could drink from that cup all day long. He's Mr. Valentine's Day. He's so genuine. He's so sweet. He doesn't have any ulterior motives at all. And who is he offering his cup to? Our lovely Nine of Pentacles, right? She shows up in the Nine of Pentacles. In the Nine of Pentacles over here, the only thing that she's missing, right, is the challenge, is the 10th. The 10th pentacle is missing, and it's the one that brings it all together and makes it solid and sound and peaceful. So she's done all that she can do. Divine Feminine has done all that she can do, and she's got the 9 out of the 10 pentacles, and the Knight of Cups comes in with this very, very, very sweet offer, but she's looking the other way. Why? Why has she turned her head away? Because something in this scenario has got her being very, very defensive, going, unless it's my truth, it's not my truth. If it's not my truth, it's not my truth. So she's got her head turned, but the offer is coming forward. So here, under this process, if you look at it in this scenario, right? So the ideal is to work through these levels of betrayal through this process of Groundhog Day, which is teaching lessons and evolving the lovers. So here, I'm going to move forward with what I know so far. It's a genuine offer offered to our lovely Empress. She's in pre-Empress energy, right? 9 of Pentacles. And this is a graduation phase. So they are moving through, these divine lovers are having a graduation of sorts into a new level of energy. What has evolved over this dishonest energy, or this energy that feels like it's a veneer over the truth, to move them into graduation phase over here? Let's look into the reading. The push from the universe wants Divine Masculine to be happy. His cup runneth over. Look at this. 9 of Cups is all about getting what you want, your wishes coming true. And I always have a bit of a laugh about the Rider-Waite of how stoic this dude looks. Who sits in their happiness in such a stoic stance? So again, the universe is pushing them to lighten up and enjoy your blessings here in the push from the universe. So right now, Divine Masculine, looking at all the options in front of you and figuring out which cups are toxic and which ones are genuine. Which ones are you going to drink from? Which ones are the truth? Because here in your star space, the divine is trying to pour into your cup, genuinely trying to pour into your cup. But your job is to work through your options so you finally arrive at some level of a truth, right? You arrive at some level of a truth at what's playing out in this soul space. The cosmos is all, and I love that it's in the soul space for the Divine Masculine. It's filled with hope, it's filled with truth, it's filled with divinity. It is a pure cup of energy being poured into that space. But what happens is that, like, if this is the divine pouring down that energy, right, into all those cups, the divine masculine goes, I don't know which cup it's in. Because if I drink from this one, it's an energy of temptation or a snake, or what's in this one, what's in this one, what's in this one. They all have different, see how each energy of each of those cups is different. They're all options. And which one is it that you're pouring your energy into, divine? Right? I want to say the divine is pouring it into every single cup. The good, the bad, and the indifferent, the divine pours into every cup, and it's up to us to work the energies to the benefit of our journeys, to understanding our journeys. The positive and the negative all exist for the purpose of creation. We've just got to figure out how we decide that those energies are perfect within the frame of what's going on. The challenge. The challenge is that divine spark, our little page of wands, sitting at the starting line with a moment of inspiration in hand, but not knowing how to act on it, how to bring it forward, what to do with it. The likely outcome, I like this here, is justice, and this leans back into not advice from Spirit, beg your pardon, leans back into our headmaster is back in the room. Like, how authoritative does this figure look? And he stands here with his sword of truth and his scales of balance going, did you pass the test? I'm calling judgment now, and I'm about to give you the results of everything that you've been through. The likely outcome, divine goes, I really don't want to see. Look how worried this dude is. I really don't want to see the results of this test. I really don't want to know what the headmaster has got to say. So for mine, under this particular energy, we're still in a really deep phase of it's like, hold your ground, divine feminine, on what you believe to be true. And continue to push down your paths of learning and growing. Here the divine definitely has divine masculine in hand, tipping energy into all of these cups. And I just want to say, it feels to me like, even though he doesn't know what cup to drink from, all of them serve him. That's what I want to say. And sometimes, like, if you pass a test or if you fail a test, is not the point. It's going, what did you learn out of what you failed on? What did you learn on what you succeeded on? And where are you going to go from here? And that is very much that eclipse energy of the North Node in Taurus going, connected to your destiny. Where are we headed? Let's get very, very grounded on that energy. And Scorpio is going, what do you need to release? What is it out of that testing phase, or the headmaster being back in the room, and this red hot concern do you have that needs to be adjusted? It's a lot. Right, let's look into some Divine Love Oracle and see what we have for our connection. Divine Feminine first, what do we have for you? Let's have a look. What do we have in your energy? These are such big cards to shuffle. Let's have a look. What do we... Oh, let's see if we can get some focus again. Maybe. Okay, let's have a look. Okay. Ooh. Interesting card for Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine, and that one came out last time for Divine Feminine, I think. And the puzzle. Oh, righto. I actually like this. This is really interesting, because here in the Divine Feminine space, she's got hold true to what you know, and what we know to be true is the power of the Trinity. So, when we talk lots of different trinities, right? You've got the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost is a very, very famous trinity, right? Or famous, known, however you want to phrase it. Twin flames have a trinity as well, right? Because we have the divine, the masculine, and the feminine. And what it's asking you to do is sit in the truth of what you know about that trinity. And it was kind of what I was trying to get to before, is like, what you know is what you know. And there'd be, plenty of people who'd be willing to talk you out of your truth and everything that you've been through and write it off as rubbish. And I always go, if I get to the end of my life and all of this has been bullshit, I would have lived a better life because of it. Believing in 3 is a powerful number across the universe anyway, and twin flames hold this particular trinity, and it's a very, very special ideal that we draw our line in the sand over. I think that's an interesting energy to sort of land in that space. Here, more than meets the eye. Again, this is looking at the bigger puzzle. Why is it that we have to go through these phases of testing, right? We've got this more than meets the eye is the idea of, you know, the journeys are here to serve us. And when we're in the pain of the moment, we don't necessarily understand why the pain is there. We don't necessarily understand why we have to balance pain and pleasure to get to the neutral space. There's more playing out than meets the eye. And this is this idea of every single thing that we think, feel, do, act, touch, know, the whole box and dice is all creating our reality out in front of us. So it's not that we live our lives reacting to the stimulus, right? We are the stimulus. Us. We are the stimulus creating the reality. I kind of equate it to the idea that you cannot experience anything outside of yourself, right? I can touch this card, but like the card doesn't exist outside of me. The card exists through the fact that I can see it and that I can touch it, but the experience only happens to me, right? I can't give you what it looks like from my eyes. I can't give you what it's like to touch the card. I experience that as an internal process that is exclusive to me. I cannot guarantee without a shadow of a doubt that anything beyond this experience that I'm having is even real. Does it even happen? I can't guarantee it because I can't guarantee anything outside of myself because the entire experience happens as an internal experience, right? So if we understand that, if we can get to that conclusion going, all right, maybe I'm the only thing truly in existence. And if I'm the only thing truly in existence and I accept the ideal that I am energy and I am imposing energy on my environment and my environment is reflecting exactly back to me 100% correctly what the energy I am imposing upon it, you can start to understand why I go, we are more than what meets the eye. Our reality is proposed to us. We propose from all the coding that we have that everything outside of us is real and that everything is happening to us, not that we are creating it. And if you can get beyond yourself of everything that, you know, like the events that happen to you are absolutely perfect in alignment with what you're putting out to the universe. It's not happening to you. The struggles that you had, you know, in life have happened because that's what you were aligned with. They were the lessons that you were meant to learn. The processes are absolutely perfect 100% of the time. And when we're in pain, it can be hard to take that perspective. It can go, what, pain is perfect? Yeah, it is. Your pain is perfect for what you've aligned with and what it wants to teach you and how you're going to grow out of it. You may have set a perspective in the universe, like you may have been fantasizing about how life will be in the future, and the universe will conspire with you to achieve that goal. But if what you've aligned with requires that you learn a tough lesson along the way, then the universe will see to it that you learn a tough lesson. Out of your heartbreak, you'll help the heartbroken. Out of your despair, you'll help those in despair. Out of all those lessons that you've learned through life, something will manifest on the flip side that was designed perfectly aligned with what you have conspired with the universe to achieve. And if you can get into that mentality, knowing that there is more than meets the eye, what you're seeing is an actual response to what you've created, you can move into a different state of existence. This has come out 2 readings in a row, which is why I feel like we really need to dig. And the likely outcome, the puzzle, oh, doesn't it just make you want to scream sometimes? Um, there's a song, and I've mentioned it before, that song by Coldplay called The Scientist. And it speaks of this, of being like a scientist and unpacking the puzzles and the challenges along the way to get to the result that plays out. And I think I've really delved into it, a lot in even explaining sort of where I'm at with these ideals of going the Trinity and the journey itself. We have agreed to be the detectives that solve the puzzle to bring this new archetype forward. And every challenge of the puzzle along the way is designed to dig us deeper into the journey. Why the pain exists, why the joy exists, why the separations exist, why we need to understand oneness. All of these are fragments of the puzzle. And when you're trying to do the puzzle, all the pieces look the bloody same, right? It's like you tip open a box of a million pieces and they all look like they're shaped the same, they all look like they're colored the same, and it's like, how do I begin to put this puzzle together? You do it piece at a time. And if the piece that you're going through right now is separation and understanding a particular struggle point, then work that piece. Work that piece until it fits, until it makes sense, until you learn, until you grow. And essentially what they're asking us in here, if we're talking about a puzzle, they're going, righto, Divine Feminine, understand the Trinity, understand it, hold it as your truth, stand your ground in your soul space, stand in your truth, you know what you're doing, you know where you're going. Divine Masculine, it's more than meets the eye. What you're going through right now, see this, you have this playing out. What you think is a truth is not your truth. What you think is the facade that you're putting up to protect whatever part of the journey you think brings stabilization is a facade. There's more than meets the eye. The surface is not the truth. It's time to dig, and it's time to solve the puzzle. Righto, that was a reading. Hope everybody's doing well, and that this reading offered some kind of comfort, advice, support, whatever it could possibly do to support you on your journey. Again, thank you for your lovely messages that you send me in support and encouragement. I'm going to wrap our reading up right here for now and say to you, in faith, hope, and love, it's goodbye from me for now.